Your J&V Restaurant Supply team with Captain Darian White, Cola Bad Bear with rebounds, Madison Jackson assists, and your shooter from downtown, Leah Beatty. J&V Restaurant Supply, savor the difference.
That guy just left the room, accounts for over 400 yards of offense. What a performance by him and your offensive line.
Yeah, I haven't seen the stats yet, but obviously Tommy was all over, and I thought he obviously, he's full strength, and he showed it today. Made a lot of plays that were scripted and a lot of plays that were unscripted, and that's the beauty of his game. And he's an absolute warrior. So, fun to see him have that success today. And yeah, the O-line played well. I don't know what our final rushing number was, but that's where it starts.
347 on the ground, and 4 safeties. That's just unbelievable. And imagine it happened.
Well, I think the special teams plays, we give up 2 returns. I mean, how hard is it to give up 2 returns? That's hard. That's complicated. They have good return game, but we have guys there to tackle them. So that's 2 touchdowns, and then, they can't snap the ball, so we get 8 points off of safeties. We get the fumble on the punt return. So points-wise, the special teams, kind of ended up negating it. I appreciate how our guys withstood that, because defensively we hadn't hardly even been on the field, and all of a sudden we've given up 17 points. We have the quick turnover, they turned that into 3. I thought our defense put in some bad situations, both with field position and then the points on the board. It's the projector's on. There's a little remote. So anyways, yes. I don't know what the question was.
And how comforting it is to have, a Tommy Sullivan, knowing that he's back there perfect.
That's the type of day that you appreciate him more and more. He's on the money every time. He's hustling down. He got the fumble recovery. Because on a wet day like that is something that should not be taken for granted. And Tommy just continues to be where you put him, be the unknown man, and let's keep it that way.
In a game like that, where so much wild stuff's going on, how do you keep your team in it?
Well, I think when both sides of the ball are doing things, you always got a chance. The floodgates hadn't opened against our defense. Now the returns put points on the board. Our offense had been having some success moving the football. So I think our guys understood it. There was a lot of football left. Stay in it, believe in each other, and find a way to have 5 more points than them, I guess.
Calling O'Reilly at the very end of the game, how pivotal was his play?
Well, I think it's our whole defense. Callahan had a big pressure sack there on 3rd down, but ultimately I think all our guys stepped up. They had a long ways to go. We pinned them down in there. They made a couple plays, a couple 4th down plays. I thought Coach Garza really mixed it up well through that stretch, and ultimately we got them off the field and were able to get in victory formation. So yeah, just appreciate all our guys, and that's one thing I want to talk about. We've been talking a lot about the guys that aren't playing. How about the guys that are playing? We got a good group of guys that are out there, and you're going to have some guys that aren't on the field one Saturday the next, and the guys out there that we trust completely, and they're getting better and better, and we're going to get some guys back. But being a good football team is about having more than the guys that are tabbed as starters in the preseason. So I'm tired of hearing about who we don't have on the field. I want to applaud the guys that are on the field, and I think we need to do that moving forward.
Speaking of those guys, on the offensive line, that's one of the best defenses in the FCS, and they were just blasted holes. So, what do you think?
Yeah, no, our run game, I think, when it's going and all its different facets, is tough to defend. It's not like you're just lining up in the eye and just teeing off, and they can see. There's a lot of moving parts. Obviously, a bunch of different people can carry the football. When your quarterback's going like that, it's really hard. But yeah, our O-line, I think got after them, and boy, I credit to them. I mean, we were close to breaking them. We don't get that fourth down. We made it a lot harder on ourselves by not converting through that stretch. But ultimately, we got enough points on the board to win, and keep building off this. We got a ways to go yet, but that was a big win in the grand scheme of things.
You guys have found so many different ways to win this year. So I mean, what does that take? How do you keep finding different new ways?
Well, I think coming into the year, we knew offensively we could score points. I think we knew. In the return game, that could be a factor. I think those are things that we didn't always have last year. We really had to lean on our defense for the greater part of the regular season last year. So when you have that, you can win a game 43-38, and they don't have to be 13-7 like last year. So we're just a better team, and I think our guys believe. And they trust the plan, and if another team makes a play, that's part of football, and we hang in there and make the next one. So no, I think we got a really good mindset going right now, and that's just I think the pride you have in a coaching staff and a group of players after a win like that is something else, because that was hard.
How gratifying was it to see Derek have that touchdown and then that big block and Tommy's run after the
Yeah, Derek Snell's a really good player, and we charged him to become more well-rounded, and I think he's that. He had to get the touchdown. I think he got two guys. It was the far side, but I know he knocked two guys down on that. Things he's been doing all years, and he's a real weapon that we can utilize. So fortunately, got him the one, and I think he made some other plays in addition to that with the ball in his hands. So we got to keep finding a way to feed him.
And then Tommy's tackle on the opening kick. I mean, did you look back at that as a pretty important play?
Well, sure. I mean, bad throw, bad decision, but yeah, run him down and tackle him and see if our defense can keep him out of the end zone, and they did. And that kind of squashed the momentum for a moment. I think just the fact that they get it in close and they only got three. So Tommy's going to compete, and he knew he made a mistake and got him down on the ground.
The 17th straight home victory program record. I guess just hearing that, what does that mean for this program?
Well, I think it starts off, we got good players, and you don't put together a home streak without good players. Good players that really enjoy playing here. And then we got an amazing fan base that comes in and is active participant in the game. And that team had to go 90 yards and contend with our crowd at the tail end there, and believe me, that matters. In FCS football, if you can get to the playoffs and have home field, that really matters, and that's what we're after. To get all this get this streak continued, I guess that's. I think it starts with just our players. We have good players, and when you have good players, you have a chance to win. And when you're at home, you have a better chance to win. I think it's as simple as that.
Is this the craziest game you coached, at least at Montana State?
Well, I think so. You go. We were down 24-9, and then we rattled off however many unanswered points, and you feel like you got them right on the edge, and then they battle back and would have finished with 14 unanswered. The special teams plays, you almost couldn't believe it when that happened a third and fourth time on the snaps, but we were going to take it, and it was going to give us good field position coming out the other end, and I can't believe we gave up two returns at the same point to get down what we did. So. Football is a crazy game. You throw in the elements. You don't know what you're going to get sometimes, and you got to morph into whatever it takes to win that day. And we did just enough today.
Well, play calling and schematics standpoint, when there is so many unorthodox things happen, how does it alter just the plan you came into the game with?
Well, I think the offense-defense piece was still probably fell within the plan. I think it's these special teams plays, and I know you take the scoreboard into effect, but I don't know how much we outgained them by. I looked at the scoreboard one time and saw that. I was like, this game shouldn't be this close.
15 points and 11 yards.
I know. So no, I think you're playing until the very end, you're really not playing against the scoreboard. I think you're just trying to move the ball on offense and put up 7, and you're trying to, turn them over on defense. And I think that's the framework our guys stayed in. Instead of, you look and you could say 24-9, and you could really panic if that's the way you're built. I don't think we're built that way whatsoever. And that's a credit to our guys. That's a year-round deal. That's a Sean Heron, Pete's Hill, in the weight room, mornings, working together. It's all that stuff, and I think our guys just believe in one another. And when you have good players that believe in one another, that's pretty powerful.
Did the weather change your initial plan on offense, though? I mean, it looked pretty obvious that it was going to be tough to do.
Yeah, you know what? I think Weber State's defense dictates some things that probably pointed us in a direction with our offensive plan. I think when it's wet like that, we don't have to throw as much as maybe some teams would. So I think you get the run game going and you get some play action going. Tommy had a lot of carries on passes. That's the unscripted piece. I don't know what the number would be, but I'm sure it was 10 plus. Where those are passes called, but yeah, it's harder to execute the passing game on a day like this than the run game, and so we stuck to what was working, I guess.
All good. This last one going to the bye, quite a gauntlet you guys have navigated so far. So what do you think of the team's status right now?
Well, we're positioned well at this point. We got a bye week and we have 3 conference games left, and we got to keep it going. I hope that the next couple weeks does allow us to continue to get better, and that's twofold. That's guys, while we practice, continue to get better, and certainly the healing part of it. So it's our hope we can come out of this 2-week stretch a better team, and I think we're all ready for a bye. I know that.
In a few minutes, small business owners can now sign up for Blackfoot Communication Services. Whether it's dependable voice options or internet services, sign up simply by visiting blackfootsmallbusiness.com. Click on the services you wish, select an installation time and date, and you're done. Small business services at the touch of your fingers. Connect to more with Blackfoot Communications and blackfootsmallbusiness.com.
Well, Tommy, aside from being a crazy game, was that were you just in some kind of zone, or what was going on? You were able to run a lot today.
Yeah, I think the circumstances kind of dictated that a little bit. Obviously we knew that Saturday was coming up and we were going to get some rain. That's what we do. The guys up front, you guys get to see it on Saturdays, but what they've been doing since spring ball every single day, in the fall camp, into our weekly routine, what they do is second to none. The effort that they put into, and the attention to detail and the attitude, and those guys are who deserves all the credit, certainly for today. I don't think that I broke a tackle, to be honest with you. I think they they open up a lot of holes. The tight ends as well, the wide receivers out there, they pride themselves on that. So it definitely goes to those guys.
In a game like that with so many crazy things going on, was there anything you felt like you needed to do or say to the players, or was everybody just able to stay focused on the job still?
Yeah, our team is just grounded on the attention to detail and perseverance. We practice, we do our workouts a certain way, and that builds us to be men that will persevere through whatever adversity hits us. So I wasn't surprised that we stuck with it. Offense, defense, special teams all molded together, all had each other's backs, and we went and after we were down, I don't know, we gave up those 2 long touchdowns for special teams. I'm not surprised that our guys were calm, collected, and they were just ready to go. They believed in what we were doing.
How difficult is it to grip a ball in conditions like this?
Yeah, it can be difficult. We in spring, Bozeman, Montana, we get quite a lot of wind, quite a lot of rain. So yesterday, we all knew that we were going to get rain today, and we talked about it. Just get that mental belief that you're going to be able to do it. But yeah, the spring ball, we get a lot of practice with it, just because that's what the conditions are here in Bozeman, Montana. So it's certainly difficult. We'd like to throw the ball better, obviously, but today we ran the ball.
Is that the craziest game you've been a part of in your career?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess craziest, like, what does that mean? So yeah, it was extremely entertaining, and it was a blast to be out there. The crowd, the energy. We had a couple of guys from the last year's team came back, Lou and Lance and Chase, and so it was great to have those guys back, and just the energy behind this program is pretty special right now. So we're all extremely blessed to have that opportunity to play in front of that crowd.
It felt like days ago, but that opening interception and the tackle you had to save the touchdown, do you look at that as a pretty important play now?
Yeah, I mean, he made a great play. I wasn't happy, obviously, throwing an interception on my first pass attempt, but again, just the perseverance. I think everyone believed in me. I was extremely blessed, and I'm happy those guys have my back. But yeah, I mean, it was you just play with great effort regardless, So it just ended up being a little bit bigger than what it could have been. So
I mean, what was the key to coming back from that 24-9 deficit in the first quarter, first half?
Yeah, again, I just think it's how we do everything. All throughout the fall, throughout the spring, all throughout the winter. It just builds that the character within us that we're able to persevere through any adversity and. We had a slow start last week, so obviously we had that opportunity to, come back. And then again, it's just the same opportunity, but we just stayed calm and collected, and we just did what we needed to do. We just trusted the game plan, trusted what the coaches were doing, where they were putting us, and we just made plays when they came our way.
Watching the defense make another stop like that at the end there, I mean, what was it like to see those guys come up big again?
Yeah, not surprised at all. I mean, those guys are one of the best. I believe that they're one of the best defenses in the FCS for sure. We do a lot of 2-minute, and the coaching staff, they know what they're doing. The players, they just give relentless effort, and it's a good formula there.
With all the injuries, with the special teams touchdowns, with everything going against you guys, you get another win after a crazy season. I mean, just how crazy is it to be able to overcome that much and be 7-1 right now?
Yeah, it feels great going into a bye week undefeated, and we're excited for the remaining of the season. I think we were, get an opportunity to heal up and get ready for those last few games. But it was extremely exciting today. Yeah.
17 straight home victory, program record today, MSU. How big is that? I guess just hearing that for this program.
Yeah, I mean it's something that's bigger than all of us for sure. It goes back with Coach Choate in 2019, I'm sure, and it's pretty special. Get to play here at Bobcats Stadium with that crowd behind us. A ton of fun, and they got a ton of energy, and I love playing here. So obviously we get that home field advantage, and it's pretty big for us.
All right, thank you, Tom. Thank you. Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road. Pump it up. Yeah.
Sum up this one, if you can.
Gosh, just resiliency. That's what it boils down to. And shoot, if this team's not playoff ready at this point with what we've been through, that's exactly what you want to see out of your teammates, your brothers, just battling every single play. Not everything's going to go your way. So we showed a lot of resiliency. I'm super proud of our guys.
Is there a moment that stands out, or a couple that really stand out right now?
Honestly, not really. We took some punches, we gave some punches back, and that's what it boils down to, is just being able to be resilient.
Did you ever find yourself scratching your head because just some of the weird stuff that was going on, and trying to stay focused when balls are getting snapped out of the end zone and all kinds of other stuff?
Yeah, no, there was a lot of wild stuff that went down, but again, I mean, we've battled back before, so it was nothing new for us. And I just love that we don't flinch when stuff happens. A lot of stuff's going to go on throughout the game, and we talk about just being even keel. It's like a roller coaster, but the team that can be more even keel when stuff like that happens. They had the bad snaps, but we were giving up some stuff on special teams, just quick points where it's like, oh man, we just gotta stay in it, don't flinch, and continue to push through.
What's the challenge like sticking with the initial game plan when there's like 17 points scored in that game when you guys weren't even on the field as defenders, so how do you kind of stick in what you had planned going into it?
Yeah, just bringing the guys together and trusting what we're doing. You could see, we were getting stops on defense, and so at that point, it's like we feel confident in what we're doing, and just bringing the guys together and sticking together and continuing to do what we do, and then some. Maybe trying to. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more takeaways for sure. Helped our offense out because they did a lot for us for sure this game. Wishing maybe we got more takeaways, but just staying confident in what we're doing. We were getting stops, so that's what mattered.
They killed everybody they played with the RPO stuff, throwing over the top. I don't even think I did. I think they took like 2 deep shots the whole game. What was that a product of? What do you think of the guys on the outside?
I just think, we knew that they were going to do it. They hit us on that last year even to start the game, and so that was, that's just, kudos to our corners and our guys in the backfield, and also the pressure that we were able to get on the D-line. It's a team game, and it's all just playing off of each other is a big deal, and I think we did a lot of that, which was great.
Are you on punt team or punt coverage team?
Punt return, yep, I am, yep.
What was your perspective like on those 4 snaps?
Gosh.
From your perspective.
I feel bad for the kid. That's tough being put in that situation after it's happened so many times and with the weather. My heart goes out to him. They have a really great punt team. They fake a lot of stuff. So that was, as a unit, it was interesting because we're getting ready for anything, right? We go through, they've ran 7 fakes in the past 2 years. And so, all unit you're preparing, or all week you're preparing with that unit, like, hey, these are some of the things we're going to see. We're not going to change our game plan, but we got to be prepared for everything. And then all of a sudden, they just start snapping stuff over the punter's head. That's tough. So that's kind of, yeah.
On that final drive, you guys need to stop there. I was curious if you could take us through I know Cal gets that sack on 3rd down, drop on 4th down.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to give up those long 4th downs that we were giving up. So that was tough. But again, us being able to just stay in it is a product of what we've been through all year. And so what now? What type of mentality? And so again, it's not necessarily demoralizing because we've been in these situations where it's like, hey, we've got to step up and make a play. But you definitely don't want to give up those 4th and long. Shout out to Cal for his sack. That was incredible. And just a lot of guys stepping up and making plays when it mattered is kind of what that boils down to.
Ty, 17 straight wins at home. You've been a part of just about every one of them. New record. What does that mean? What does the whole just thing mean, having a sold-out crowd and getting this win?
It's a big deal. To your point, we get a ton of support from our fans, and Bobcat Nation is the best in the country, and so that's a big product of what they do. But this is also a product of the culture that our guys in the past have built. You guys may have seen Lewis is back in town, Daniel's back in town, Lance is back in town, and even Derek Marks was at Chapel this morning talking. Chase Benson was back, and that's just a product of the culture that they have set. A, we don't lose at home. Our fans are fantastic. But B, just the winning culture that we've set and that those guys have set, and we're just trying to continue to build upon that is a big deal, and that's kind of the product of it.
What kind of confidence does this win give your team moving forward into the bye and into the rest of the regular season?
I think a ton of confidence, a ton of momentum, just because it was another hard-fought battle, something that we had to, we get down early and we're able to come back, and it just shows that, we don't need to flinch. We don't flinch at this point, and it's just building upon that and saying, hey, being able to bring that into the second, not even the second half, the last end of the season after a bye week and say, hey, here's the things that we've been through. This is what we've been able to handle as a team. And so when things like that come up, which they will later in the season, we're ready for it and prepared.
Is there any game in your career that this game reminds you of other games?
Honestly, not really. I think just such an individual approach to each game and kind of everything that goes down. It's a lot of the same and a lot different, but I can't necessarily point back. But I guess, if I thought back to a game where we were, taking some shots and giving some shots back, as I would say. Maybe NAU, where we get down early. That would have been back in 2019, where we get down real early to NAU, and then we kind of just come back full head of steam, and we ended up beating them by a lot more. But probably similar to that with the way it started.
What about that standard that's been set? How much does that play into just your guys' belief in winning?
I mean, it's this mentality, and Coach hits on it all the time, of won't be beat. And what that means is, you talk about, some teams have this mentality of can't be beat, and that's more so arrogant. Won't be beat is there's going to be things that happen in the game, and we're going to be able to respond because we refuse to just let things happen. We're going to come back, we're going to fight, scratch, claw, do everything in our power we won't be beat. And so that's just kind of just building on that culture and that standard that the guys from last year and previous years have set is kind of what that's all about.
Top 5 matchup, getting that win going into the bye week. I guess how big is that for your guys' season at this point?
I mean, it's a huge deal. I don't like to get too deep into the rankings, but it's obviously that Weber's just a really great team, and we just beat them. So to me, that's the biggest deal, right? And so just building upon that, looking back on how we approach this week, kind of like how we approach every week, but building upon what we did, So.
What is a win? I mean, as you go through this season, and are you able to soak a win like this up, being down early, fighting back, and knowing what the ultimate end goal is? I know you got a long way to go, but are you able to soak this in and enjoy it?
Without a doubt. For a split second, we'll enjoy this one. And I think the important part is taking what we did this week and building upon it, like I said earlier. I think that's just going to be the important piece, and I think we've done a great job of that so far this season, of stacking these wins. And every week is going to bring its own challenges. Weber, again, is an incredible win. It's our best win this season, without a doubt. But just being able to build upon, okay, this is what we did, this is how we approached the week, and build upon that.
All good?
Yes.
Guys dinged up, came out and played great. They made plays when it mattered. They got down big early and continued to fight. We got down big, continued to fight. I mean, it's 2 tough teams that went at it, and some crazy crap that the reality in the end, people are going to look at those snaps over the head of the punter and all that stuff. But we had mistakes on offense, defense, special teams. Made way too many mistakes. The weather was not that big of a factor. It wasn't. And so we needed to do a better job of handling certain situations. Had some key guys out at the end, but so did they. So, yeah.
You had the ball for like 2 minutes in the first 25 minutes of that game. Is it hard to sort of settle into your game plan when, you want to have a kick return, a punt return for a touchdown, but you guys hardly ever had the ball. You really had no ability to get your footing.
Well, I think that's part of it, right? I mean, the offense is a dang good offense, but they weren't on the field. Defense was on the field too much, self-inflicted too much. Like I say, you got to give Tommy Malott and the rest of that Montana State team credit. They made plays when they needed to. They extended drives. They kept the ball, which we knew that was their game plan going in. We knew it. So the fumbled punt at the end of the first half was devastating. I mean, that was tough, and there was just a lot that went on in that game on both sides. So, they made the one more play that we needed to make.
When you do have a situation like that with the long snapper, how do you go about managing that within the scope of a game?
Well, it's hard because you have to look at the situation. I know he's struggling, and I know he's already had 2 or 3 bad snaps. I get that. Right. But is the backup in that weather, in those situations, is that going to gain you anything? The reality was I watched their snapper at halftime had 4 bad snaps in a row at halftime warming up, and we just did not force them to punt as much as they forced us to punt, and that was a part of that game.
When you talk about Tommy Malott, everybody knows he can run, but did they do anything different in the quarterback run game, especially in the second half?
No, they do some stuff schematically that is very tough to defend. It's why both their quarterbacks have run for a lot of yards, and Tommy Malott's a great player, and their coaches did a great job of having a game plan for this weather that put us on our heels a little bit. But the reality was early in the game it didn't affect us that much, and late in the game it didn't affect us that much. We went through a stretch where I think we felt a little sorry for ourselves and we didn't handle it good.
When it comes to just so many different mistakes being made on both sides, I mean, they committed 10 penalties in the first half. I mean, is that sort of stuff, does it manifest itself? Does it sort of become contagious?
I don't know. The reality is, games like this, there's always crazy games. And this is two really good football teams that made some mistakes in crazy conditions. And I think that's about it. Otherwise, we just make it bigger than it really is.
No rest for the weary. I mean, a big one next week as well. So, I mean, how do you hope your team turns the page? I know you're not even thinking about Montana yet, but obviously got to put this one in the rear view.
Yeah, we got big kids that are resilient. They'll fight back. They're resilient. They're tough. They'll know that we let one slip away here, and we let it get away too much at a stretch in the game where we weren't playing up to us, and we let the lead build too much, and it cost us.